Hello, welcome back to another video on my thoughts on the current comic market. I'm shooting this video, as you can see on your screen, April 30th at almost 9 a.m. in the morning. And on the screen here is basically what's coming in May at comiclink. Okay, this is still early. We still have 14 days before the auction start, but just take a look. Okay, see this? Page 1 of 20. That means that so far each page is 50 listings, assuming that the last page 20, also have 50. That means that is 1,000 books. Okay, I have followed comiclink auctions for years, literally over a decade, because I have bid and consigned slabs to comiclink for a long time. And this is very interesting, but I just want to point that out and let's talk about it. Okay, so you saw that clip. I will keep my eye closely on the number of listings to see how big it would jump. For sure, I will update once the auction start, okay? Because for me, just 1,000 listings with literally 2 weeks to go seem kind of low. And by the time you see this video, you probably have seen the April 2020 market report. Now, in that report, I brought up that there is not a heck of a lot of big books. Sure, there was a few. It was not completely void of big keys. There was a Fantastic Four, #1, 7.0, but for those that follow comiclink auctions for years, if not over a decade, when is the last time anyone can recall seeing an auction where no Amazing Fantasy 15, no Blue Label, none, no Hulk 1, yeah, Hulk 1, okay, you usually see one copy of Hulk 1, at least one copy of Amazing Fantasy 15, but it's void of those. And the Golden Age, pretty bare, okay, pretty bare. And even though that auction has a few thousand slabs, there was a lot, hundreds of slabs that went for less than 50 bucks. In fact, there was over 100 slabs that didn't even crack 20 bucks. You know, I look at the result and there was easily over 100 slabs that finished less than the cost of slabbings. So don't let the quantity fool you, okay? So keep that in mind. There's a lot of books, but a lot of people were just dumping things that they don't care to have anymore. But that happened with just about every auction. It's always a bunch of books that went for cheap. So I have not keep my eyes on the low end, the low price, to pay attention to how many books went for really cheap, dirt cheap, below the cost of slabbing. Maybe perhaps I should do that. But I have consigned books to comiclink for a long time. And in 2019, I consigned every month until October. I stopped. The last batch of books that I sent was in September for October auction. That was the end, okay? I talked about this quite a few times in the past 6 months. So I did not have anything at comiclink since October of 2019. And that was fine and dandy, not a big deal. Well, guess what? For the first time, mid-April, I got the email, right? We miss you. You haven't consigned anything in a long time. What do you have? Do you have anything good to consign? So that triggered my first thought that, hey, things may be drying up as far as people sending things to comiclink. You know, comiclink are so busy, okay? Anyone that follow comiclink know they get thousands. Some auction back in March, there was like 5,000 slabs, okay? They were so busy. They don't need to fish for business. Okay, sure, they do advertise, they do attend conventions to pick up books, but that's changed, right? Since there's no more conventions, certainly the submission that they usually get from conventions disappear. But does that mean that the people that normally skip going to, well, skip shipping the books and go to the convention to hand them 50 slab, guess what? If you have 50 slab to sell, it doesn't cost a lot to ship to Comic Link in one big box. So just because you can't hand over a big box to Comic Link at a convention, spending 50 bucks or whatever it is to ship those slabs to Comic Link is an extra cost, but still, you still would ship those books if you want to auction them. So there's a combination of a couple things, okay, that could cause Comic Link to have less books to auction. But the other thing that we can try to derive is that based on April auction, where big books are kind of less in quantities, and then May so far look kind of weak. Maybe this is what many would consider the bottom of the market, because what happened when there is a bottom in the stock market? A bottom is usually reached where there is an exhaustion of sellers. Okay, when sellers say, that's it, I'm done selling, I have nothing else to sell. Or seller is saying, heck no, I'm not selling these books at this price. It's getting stupid low. I'm not stupid. I'm not desperate. So the combination of those two scenarios usually dry up sellers, just like in the stock market, okay? Sure, when fear is high, people are dumping. But at some point, somebody will say, I'm not selling my Apple share at this price. It's stupid. I'm buying instead of selling. Or at the least, I'm not selling. I might not be buying more, but I'm not selling. So this is just one of many tea leaves that I try to read and understand. As always, this is a very unique economic situation that we are in. So I don't know, okay? I'm trying to read into things that might not be there. I'm just saying that this is what my brain is telling me based on what I see in the financial market. And now in the collectible market, when things seem to be drying up, it's a good thing. It has reached that level. To me, when things dry up like this, whether the selling is exhausted or many people that have the books, even if they want to sell like me, is saying, heck no to this stupid low price. We're not sending in books to sell and get slaughtered at these low prices. We're gonna be patient. And patient likely will pay off if the market rebound, if seller doesn't stampede back into the door, right? So that's the thing. Now that things start to stabilize and improve, let's see how strong the market is, because if you see a stampede of sellers going back into the market selling, then that's what you get, a double dip, okay? A double dip can and will happen when seller is not confident in the long term or short term of the market, because they miss selling the first time and they're not going to miss selling the second time. So that goes the same thing with the stock market. When people ask me, is there going to be a double dip? It's all depend on how the sellers feel, right? If the sellers is not confident that the market is done going down, they're not going to miss selling before revisiting the low. So they're going to rush to the market to sell. So a lot of time it's the sellers, it's the psychology of the sellers that's going to dictate what's going to happen next. So for now, at least, I think we have a bit of a seller exhaustion, or some people would call it a seller strike. Anyhow, That's it for my current thoughts on the market. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.